Welcome to a tutorial version with Cookie Jar FX. I am your host, Eric Foreman, and today I will be sharing with you guys how to set up your MT4 platform as you review your charts. So, as you can see now, I'm just going to quickly open up a demo account, a practice account, uh, just to kind of make it easier. I'll just keep it simple, Eric. Well, I guess they're not gonna accept that. Two, three, four, five, six, seven. Keep that okay. U.S. dollar deposit, and it's 100K. We'll go 10. It don't matter. Can't do more than 1 to 50 leverage on Owanda, and it'll automatically log in and go from there. And the practice account is set up right, so let's make the screen a little bigger.
Incoming mail.
So as you set up your account, it'll open up to pretty much a multiple screen monitor with all of the currency pairs here. I like to X out my navigator. I don't like to use that. And then you'll see this left market watch list. A lot of times it's short and people be like, where's all the currencies at? What you have to do is right click and click show all, and all of the currencies are there. I wish you were able to kind of list them in alphabetical order. That's just my personal preference, but it's not. You can't do it, so yeah, you just kind of got to flow with it the way it needs to. But for right now, I will be Xing that out, and so the way to kind of enlarge, and I just had this conversation with a colleague of mine. So you can have a multiple screen like this, which is fine. Uh, Primarily for day traders. Like a lot of times people wonder if with Forex you need multiple screens, multiple computers, and it's really not necessary. Primarily because the Forex market is a bit slower compared to like the equities market, where they primarily will be needing multiple monitors. So if I'm trading or day trading, specifically intraday trading, something like Netflix, as well as Bank of America, as well as Apple and Tesla or something, of course I would need multiple screens because those particular companies will not be correlated and moving in the same direction all at one time. So it would be mindful for me to kind of keeping a watchful eye on multiple screens at one time. So that's primarily objectively targeted for day traders, specifically in the equities market. For forex, multiple screens, multiple computers, multiple chart sub is not primarily necessary. But if you do need to, this is the setup you can have. You can enlarge it. You can kind of play with it on the scale size, however you like. And then when you want to just look at one particular screen, you just double left click on the screen and it goes from there. I don't like this bid and ask thing up, so I'll just kind of tap that. And then up here, you just have all of your tools to some degree, I like to call them. So your file, your view, insert, so on and so forth. Your file option, this is where you'll log into your account. If you have multiple accounts, open a new account. Primarily if you're doing like a demo account. Uh, print something if you need to print some files or your charts. And that's primarily it. That's the only reason why I would primarily use the file. View, you need to change the language, the toolbars. You want to kind of check some things off. I don't need the time frame there or something, but we do need the time frame, so we'll keep that one there. But yeah, if you want to just kind of play with that, you can do that. Status bar, you can take that off if you don't want that, which was what we just had up. Oh, let me take that back. So the status bars is all the way down here, but the status bar is important because take it off again. You see how it's not there. But the status bar I like to have up primarily because it confirms if my network is connected. So if you rescan or if you log in, you're able to see that your stuff is set up. So we'll just log into the demo. When the status bar down here is red and green, and you hear this sound, that means you are currently logged into your account. If you do not hear that sound, that means your network service is off. You're either not connected to internet, or you just have bad service, slow service. Or if it keeps reconnecting in and out, then you know your service is kind of tripped up. Um, so that's another thing to keep in mind. Anything and everything else in between here, I don't mess with. Insert, this is where you insert indicators, any particular shapes, um, any designs, like if you're marking up your charts. This is kind of where I would go for that. Charts, we'll get into this in a second. But this is where I go for like my templates. If I need to, like, usually I'll save my template under Black Panther. So, and that just, it allows me, so like if I click here, there's different templates you can have for whatever your style is. For me particularly, I like it a certain way, so I'll share with you guys exactly how I like my charts personally. So yeah, if you like volumes, you can kind of switch from templates. Like, all right, I want this. I want to view my dollar yen trade on this template just to kind of get more understanding. I want to view it on this template. Like, you can play with it how you want. So we'll just kind of go to popular and just kind of keep that simple. Tools, I don't really use this for anything, maybe options, but I don't particularly need it or use it for anything in particular. So that's that. And your window, what you got up, pretty much what currency pairs you got up, and then help, any questions, Q&A, so on and so forth. This is primarily the main things that I focus on. The market watch, that brings up all the currency pairs. You can scroll down. It's dozens. You can drag it over if you need to see exactly what currency pairs you need to check out. To bring out any currency pairs, let's say we want to bring out, I don't see dollar CAD here, so let's say we want to bring out dollar CAD. I will right click and then go to chart window, and it is now officially on my my terminal in regards to my charts. So that's another thing. You can bring the market watch back. If you need to close out any particular charts, you can right click and just click close, and it's gone and disappeared. That's primarily it on that. I don't use specifications or anything like that. You can, I guess. I personally don't. And that's it. Like anything specific that you need or want to know, particularly with a trade or getting into a new trade, so on and so forth, is all here. So that's that. And then I'll go into, like, if I'm going into Navigator, this might be to, so I have some special indicators that I personally use, that's not listed on the MT4 platform. So I'll use my indicators or the Navigator to transfer those files in there so that it pops up on my MetaTrader 4 platform. But we'll close that out. Or if you need to see which account you need to log in, you need to log into your live account, whatever, you can kind of play with it from there. Your terminal is also important. This gives you everything that you need to know about your account, right? So from the left, it shares with you your trade, pretty much your balance, your equity, your free margin. When you're actually in the trade, it'll show you exactly like equity, something else. It's something else that pops up on this. It's not coming to mind. Your profit, pretty much the price of entry that you got. If you set up a stop loss or take profit, any commissions that's being paid out, so on and so forth. This is where you will get all of that information. And remember, you can click it up top, and it'll pop up from there. If you want to switch over, exposure shows exactly how much volume you have in a particular trade when you actually do trade. So you'll go from there. In the account history, it'll show you your deposits, your withdrawals, your P&L, pretty much. This is your profit and loss location. So it shows you what trades you got in, when you sold, so on and so forth. It gives you all of that data there. You can also print out your account history if you need to. You can save the report and then print it out. Any news that might be important, you can kind of click on that, check it out. get any data. So I really enjoyed this aspect. You can set up alerts on your account or on your, you would set it up here. So create an alert, go from there. For whatever reason you need the alert for a certain market price that you're looking for. The mailbox, any mails that you get, you can check that here. It's not going to be any major mail unless you like deny the trade. It'll send you a quick, immediate notification as to why. Market, signal, so on and so forth. You play with it from there, kind of go on your own. But primarily, the trade is the most important thing. The account history is important if you're reviewing it. And then obviously the alerts if you're setting up any type of predisposed setups that you need to get as an alert on your computer. So that's the terminal, and then obviously new order, zooming in, zooming out, which I do not see. I don't see the zoom out option. So let's add that. Interesting. It's here, but I don't see it here. Huh. Okay. If it says it's here, then it's here, I guess. Okay. Now my computer want to be slow. Okay, so we got a little closed situation here. So we'll reopen that in 2 seconds. So that's primarily it. What I'm going to run through now is just kind of share with you guys how to specifically like set it up, right? So set up your chart the way you want it, the way you need. So we'll close all of these things out. We'll highlight $CAD. So if I'm looking to set this up, obviously it's currently on a bar chart. So the bar chart to here, candlesticks, line chart. I personally prefer candlesticks. Some people trade bar charts, some people trade line charts, but I like to see the color of the move. So we'll drag. I don't know why this thing is not allowing me to play. So let me see if I could move this. Because some of these things I do not need, so I'm gonna remove that because I think it's just in my way. There we go. So yeah, so I can move my chart over. So that's that. So we'll right click, and we're frozen again. What's going on out here? Why does it keep freezing on me? So we'll let the computer do what it do. Technical difficulties as usual. I don't know what's happening today. So we'll reopen that again. Not that one. And try to get this right. So our scroll is fine, but now it's about setting this up properly. So let's try to get that going. So I got that open. I don't need it open. Now keep in mind that that my computer, I am working on a Mac, my Apple MacBook Air, but I have a software on my computer called Parallel. And what Parallel does is that it allows me to have both Windows and, well, it allows me to run a Windows software on my Apple computer. I've never had to deal with this issue, so this is a first time in regards to the software not opening, which is very strange. I don't know what's happening right now. And it's just being slow. So we'll kind of give that a second. All right, so what I'm going to do is just close the whole Parallels and then just reopen it. See if that works. So we'll see if that runs and then kind of go from there. Okay. Hopefully we get some setup and some activity because I don't even know why it's closing right now. So there's no reason to. This is one of the main reasons why I prefer Apple anyways, because Windows sometimes be dragging and slow. And I've gone through more Windows computers than I have on Apple computers. So yeah, this is not refreshing right now. So it's not opening up my software. No reason for it not to. So I apologize, guys. Let's see if we get something open now. Thank you. Appreciate it. The market gods have given me a chance. So, anyways, let's see if we get back to business. We're going to close out all of these windows, get the dollar CAD open, and get back to where we were, right? So, we're not going to mess with this tab right now because it seems like that's what's slowing down. So, we'll right click, we'll go to properties, and we have the color schemes here. I like to personally keep my screen black. I think it's just better for my eyes. You can change it into a white background. I've just adapted to, I've just adapted to black. So the foreground, I'm gonna keep black. The foreground white. This is the numbers and all of that. So if I change that, it's gonna change pretty much the color of everything on the side. So we'll just kind of keep that white. The grid, I don't want any grid, so that'll be none. And then obviously you can see the color here on the left in this box as it changes. So the grid is none. I don't like grids. I'll show you guys something else that I do prefer on my charts, which is the period separators. Bar up, obviously lime green. Bar down, we're going to go red right here. Bull candle, we're going to go lime. Bear candle, we're going to go red. And pretty much everything else I just kind of leave as is. There's nothing else. So the common section shows the period separators here. I don't want to show the grid, so we can take that off. And we're going with candlesticks, so that's another thing. We want to make sure it's accurate. And that is it. So go back, make sure everything's straight. Click OK. Zoom in. And there we go. So we have the period separator. So if I'm looking at the 1 hour, each section is a full day, 24 candles, and just kind of building from that. Next, so what else do we add? What else do I like to add? Because again, every trader is gonna have different things on their charts. So I like to add certain indicators. One of them being the moving averages. Most traders do have moving averages on their charts. I personally will always have it on my chart. So I will go to indicators, trend, moving average. And the first indicator I personally use is the 8. I like that color to be yellow or orange. I'm going to go yellow. And I like to leave the thinness, the first option here. And then just click OK. It'll pop up. I'm going to go to insert indicators, trend again, moving average. Next, I'm going with the 20 moving average. This MA, I like to have blue. So I have blue, and then I go on the next gradient thickness of the line and click OK. So I have the yellow, which is the 8 MA, the blue, which is the 20 MA. Next up, I'm going to go with the 50 MA. And this is going to be white. If you're on a white chart, it'll probably be black. But again, just switch the colors out. And then I'll go on the next gradient of the thickness of the color. So far I have the 8, the yellow, the 20, the blue, the 50, the white. Next is going to be the 200. This is the mother of them all. So we'll go 200 MA. And that color is going to be red. And we'll go on the next gradient of thickness. And that will be it. So these are primarily the main indicators that I use that's on my chart, that I use for resistance, support, target, so on and so forth. Again, if you are a trader and you are not interested in using these MAs, that is okay. And again, the MAs don't have to be the 8. Some people use the 3. Some people use the 5. Some people, a combination of the 50 is on there for some. A 55 is on there for some. 200 is on there for some. So and for some traders, the MA is not on there at all. So you don't have to use the MAs is based off of how you were taught and how you were trained. For me personally, I was trained with these particular averages, so that's what I utilize for my style of trading. Um, so obviously, if I have this set up, next thing is going to be to save the template now, so it's a lot more easier to navigate. So remember what I told you guys a second ago. My templates I like to call Black Panther, right? So now when I go to pound dollar, I can just right click, template, Black Panther, and it pops up just the way I need it to. Go to dollar Swiss, go to Black Panther, pops up just the way I need. Go to euro dollar, Black Panther, pops up just the way I need it. So now all my charts are set up just the way I want, and I am happy with that. I usually set up all of my dollar pairs, like, and we'll get into that in a second. But I set up all my, like, I'll have euro dollar, I'll drag pound dollar next to that, and then I'll put Aussie dollar here, and then maybe New Zealand dollar, and then dollar CAD, dollar Swiss, dollar yen, and these would be the major 7, 8 currencies that I trade. That's predominantly euro dollar. I mean, that's from predominantly dollar pairs. So if I'm trying to save this profile now, so I can save the profile as US dollar pairs. So, and it would pop up and save like that. So again, if I right click on that, or left click on that, save profile, you can kind of jump from there and go and work through it. Obviously, again, there's a lot of shortcuts that's available if you are on a Windows computer. Because I'm on a Mac, these shortcuts do not work on my computer. But if I was on here, I can easily just hit Control F5 and just kind of go from one chart to the next chart, or one profile to the next profile. Again, I personally can't do that on here because I am on a Mac, although this is a Windows setup. So that's that. So again, like, you can do that for dollar pairs. If you want to have all of your pound pairs here, you can set up all of the Great British Pound pairs in one section. You can set up all of the New Zealand dollar, Aussie dollar pairs in another section, all of the euro pairs in another section, so on and so forth. So that's how I set up my MT4 platform. And it makes my life a lot more easier when it's time to switch from one trade to the next trade. And again, if you need to look at multiple screens at one time, you can do that as well. Just kind of navigating through. So hope that helps. Appreciate you guys joining in. But be on the lookout for any more further tutorials, as well as check out my videos from the journey of $1,000 to $1 million, and see how my trades are partaking and moving forward as I work towards that, the good and the bad and the ugly. Again, thank you for joining. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and share with a friend or family or a fellow trader that needs to figure out how to trade or how to set up their platform. I know for me, this was critical to learn. I know for a lot of new traders, this is an important part, and it can be very daunting and confusing. It is very simple once you get familiar with it, and a lot of this extra stuff you do not need. So I'll leave you guys with that. I will do another video maybe later. These are like the tools, the Fibonacci, how to draw them out, how to put them on your charts. But I'll save that for another video. This video was primarily focused on just setting up your platform. But thank you again, and I will catch you guys on the next tutorial. Have a good one, y'all.